Alrighty, y'all. Welcome to another live stream, y'all. We are live now. With Hurricane Beryl now as it approaching Jamaica. This is a Category 4 hurricane as it stands now. Reminds me I got to turn on the cone. Um, so we'll turn on the cone. This is the latest information from the National Hurricane Center. As it stands right now in Category 4 hurricane, wind speed of 145 miles per hour, maximum gusts 175. It's moving west-northwest, and it is a 954 millibar pressure. So it is going up in pressure. As I said a few days ago, the lower the pressure goes, the stronger the hurricane is getting. But the higher the pressure goes means that the hurricane is weakening. So that's some good news there, but bad news for Jamaica as the storm is starting to approach the Jamaica area now. We're starting to get to some of the outer bands of this hurricane starting to come into Jamaica right now. We're going to have to keep an eye out on where the center of the storm goes, because where the center of the storm goes plays a key factor to what it does as it heads toward Yucatan into the Gulf, and what it does as it has a landfall in the U.S. too. So let's get right to the video. First of all, we're going to take a look at the model data. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at model data to every single model, including these hurricane models, including the global models. We're going to take a look and see what these models are saying. So, and I'm going to show y'all my official forecast. I know y'all saw a post before I went live a couple minutes ago. I posted my official tracks, the possible 3 tracks this thing could go, and we'll go over that as well as why I think those 3 tracks are coming more and more likely. So here's the US GFS model. Model has not done a really good job on this. Well, I mean, it's doing pretty good, 952. So it's doing good on the wind speeds, but it's not doing good on the pressure. So we'll go to the 12Z model run. Actually, no. We'll go to 06Z model run. Alright, so here is as it approaches the Yucatan and heads into the Gulf. This is July 5th, Friday. So this Friday, at 1 p.m., this storm is definitely indicating us that this storm might be in a weakening trend towards tropical storm. And look what the GFS model this morning does. It has it going into the Gulf, and the key factor to this is, does the storm slow down a little bit, or does it speed up a little bit? If it speeds up, not much impacts here to the U.S. and to Mexico, except for bringing heavy rainfall to those states, to southern Texas and northern Mexico. But if this is a likelihood this could happen if it heads into the Gulf. This thing slows down. This thing could turn and go like into Texas. This could slow down and become a Category 3 hurricane, a major hurricane hit Mexico. Or the worst case scenario, it could just go right there into Houston, Texas again and slow down like Hurricane Harvey did back in 2017. Because that storm came out of the Yucatan as well, and that slowed down and went a track kind of like that and dropped 40 inches of rainfall on Houston because it slowed down. It was moving at like 5-10 miles per hour. So not saying Beryl is going to be like that, but if it does slow down, it could go over rapid intensification and strengthen as it goes into the Gulf, because the Gulf is so warm right now, and it's not gonna weaken it, because you have a ridge here in the southeastern United States that high pressure. We also have a high pressure right here too. So we have a high pressure here. We have a ridge out to our east. That ridge to the east builds to the the eastern ridge will build and move east, and that high pressure, that hot ridge will move to the west. So that's indicating right now that this storm is going to steer to the north. It's looking likely that will happen. Now let's go to one of the hurricane models here. I was looking at one of them this morning. It is the HMON model. This one might scare a couple of y'all. We'll see what it does here. The HMON model is very, 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 very aggressive with this. So it heads into the Yucatan. It's a category 1, category 2 hurricane as it hits the Yucatan. Now, you can see as it heads into the Gulf, this model run right here, this one I'm looking at now, it's a best case scenario here for the U.S. This one has it heading into Mexico, and it stalls right over Mexico, bringing heavy rainfall to northern Mexico and southern Texas. Impacts will spread wide there. So there's another best. That's the best case scenario there for us. The H-Wharf model now. I don't. I'm not. Not. I'm not. I'm worried about this storm, this model, and I think the H-Wharf has done a really good job the past few days with this. You can see there's a Yucatan at 975. That means a Category 1 hurricane as it approaches the Yucatan. And this system right here, this is what I'm saying, rapidly intensification is coming into play. Because you have the warmer waters of the Gulf of Mexico, you have lesser wind shear in the Gulf of Mexico. Now it's down to a 964. That's a Category 2, a higher end Category 2 hurricane. And then boom, it strengthens back into a Category 3. So this model run is very, very, very aggressive. Here's Texas right here. For instance, there's Texas, the Gulf Coast of Texas, mid-range, mid-level Category 3 hurricane. And look at that, guys. Oh my gosh, this is a worst case scenario that could happen here for the United States. Houston's right up here. Here's Corpus Christi, right here. Port Aransas, somewhere over here. Guys, this is what I mean, is don't trust every weather model, but some of these weather models were right, and the H-Wharf was one of those that were almost completely right with this system, okay? Now, we have the possibility, yes, this thing has the possibility to re-strengthen and get to a major hurricane status in the Gulf of Mexico. The likelihood of that happening, not so high. About 50% chance that would happen if it re-intensifies as a Category 3 or higher hurricane. This is not going to intensify into a Category 5. If it does, something went wrong in our forecast and it doesn't line up to it. So we'll go ahead and take a look at the wind speeds, what this thing is saying. So 96 to 110 miles per hour, according to the H-Wharf. So we're going to take a look at the HAFS-B model too, seeing. So the HAFS-B hasn't done a really good job either. This model run. See how the HAFS-A parent model has it stalling right over there in the east coast of Mexico. See how it just stalls it. So that's what I mean. It could go slower than usual. Now, just for instance, y'all, we're gonna take a look at the CMC model run here. Let's take a look at the Canadian here, if we can. It won't let me with it. Okay, we'll go to pivotalweather.com. This is pivotalweather.com. One of the other weather models I use to look at these hurricanes, tropical storms. Okay, so this is your precipitation, your rates and stuff, all that. You can see that's not much going on. And look at that. There's Hurricane Beryl right here. There's Hurricane Beryl heading right for the southern coast of Texas. And it doesn't really have a tropical system Beryl going into there. Now the 12Z model run from yesterday. Yesterday had it. Oh, it doesn't show either. So I think there's something wrong with the Canadian here. Let's go. There's a CMC. We're not gonna go there either. So regardless, guys, regardless. So, oh yeah, so the Icon model, y'all. Okay, so this is one of the models that have done a really good job, but it has a better like a better understanding of where the track might go. So this is we'll go to the 0Z from this morning. Hurricane Beryl, we can see this is the worst case scenario right here, y'all. I mean, this could be catastrophic impacts here to the U.S. right here. Look at this. Here's Hurricane Beryl right here. 976 hurricane here. And we'll erase that ball. And look at where this thing going, y'all. This thing has a landfalling system into Houston, Texas. This is why the Icon, the H-Wharf, the H-Mon, they've all done a really good job on this system. May not have done a good job on the wind speeds and stuff, but they have done a really good job on the positioning of Hurricane Beryl. So regardless of where it goes, and you can see where this thing is going, 968 category, higher category 2/category 3 hurricane into Texas. So please continue looking at the latest information from the National Hurricane Center. This thing is Hurricane Beryl is way too far out right now to tell y'all this thing's gonna hit the U.S. This thing's gonna hit the U.S. and you can see there it is right there, and it has a look at that. Oh man, has a 995 tropical storm heading into the state of Arkansas in one model run. I'm gonna let y'all look at this model run. I'm gonna show y'all another model run here. Let's look at the 016 model run, see what this one is. Because I think it had two areas. This one's even worse, guys. It has it heading toward the Louisiana coast too. So the other model run had it hitting like a track like this, and this one's heading a track like that. So I mean, that's why I'm like Hurricane Beryl has an approach to. You can see here, this thing has a little weaker as it has in Arkansas, but we'll go ahead and take a look at brief rainfall outlook. The rainfall, how many inches we got the next few days, rainfall rates, and you can see there's the track of Beryl, possibly Beryl, and look at that. Yeah, so we're gonna get some really heavy rainfall with this. This is not gonna be a good system for Arkansas. You know, we've been hot. We're a little dry right now too, so we could use some of this rainfall, but it's gonna be a cool down too. But we're gonna have to have wind and have really heavy rainfall. But this is subject to change. So let's go back to satellite, y'all. We'll go back to satellite and look at this, and then we'll look at my possible tracks from Hurricane Beryl. We'll take a look at that, and we'll go over some questions y'all have with Hurricane Beryl too. Anybody got questions I can answer for y'all right now? Put them in the chat. I will answer those questions for y'all. Any questions? Anybody got questions? Where y'all watching from? Let me know where y'all watching from, y'all. Anybody got questions I can answer for y'all? Like that is subject to Hurricane Beryl. Okay, so the estimate of arrival of Hurricane Beryl. So as it stands right now, the estimate of Hurricane Beryl, the arrival of Hurricane Beryl, if it does take a track somewhere, so here's Hurricane Beryl right here. If this storm has it going like this, it will probably be in Texas and Louisiana and Arkansas sometime next Monday and Tuesday of next week. Um, it's a subject to change too, um, but Hurricane Beryl is looking to impact the U.S. and it's looking more and more likely. So next Monday and Tuesday here in the state of Arkansas, Texas, Louisiana, and Arkansas will be the hardest areas next week here in the U.S. if it does take a northern track. I could guarantee y'all, as of if I have to take a strong guess of what this category hurricane will be, if it is a hurricane as it hits you, um, as it hits the Gulf, I think it'd be a high end category two slash lower end category three hurricane heading Louisiana or Texas, which one it heads for. So, any more questions? I hope that was a good estimate of arrival right there. Any more questions? Okay, so what can we do to prepare in case it hits our area? So what I would do is bottle up some water bottles, get ready for possible powder outages. So make sure your phones are charged next week, especially if it hits our area. Um, Make sure you have a way to get warnings just in case we do have those potential tropical systems does bring tornado potential here to Arkansas. With any tropical system that hits the U.S., we will have a tornado potential. Make sure you have a way to get warnings. Um, Stay look at updates from your National Hurricane Center as well as the National Weather Service here in our area and from local meteorologists as well. Make sure you have food too. Make sure you have medicine, medications, everything in place there. Make sure you have flood insurance as well, just in case your house floods. You've got that. So that's more prepared there. Make sure you do not drive in flooded roadways if you go out driving in this and you're out in this in a car. Do not drive through flooded roadways. Turn around, don't drown. It's always the wording there. Because we have so many flood deaths per year because people drive through flooded roadways and it's not safe. So there's that. Any more questions about this? What y'all You're so very welcome. You're very, very welcome. I'm here to protect and here to keep you updated on this. Alrighty, guys. Well, no further ado. We're gonna end the live stream and get ready for another possible live stream later tonight. We'll go over more model data tonight as well. I'll have a post on Hurricane Beryl later today. I don't know when that's going to be, but I'm planning, y'all. Planning to do a Q&A session tonight on this hurricane. So y'all want to tune in, have a bunch of people tune in to this because it's going to be a Q&A session tonight. Probably around 7:30, 7 o'clock, 7:30, somewhere around there. We're gonna have a live Q&A. We'll go over model data, and I'm gonna post, and I'm gonna be on the live stream, and I'm gonna draw out my updated forecast on Hurricane Beryl, where the potential tracks could be as we head into the later in the night. So, no further ado, guys. You'll have a good day and be safe, and stay tuned to updates from me, and stay tuned from National Hurricane Center for more updates, y'all. Thank y'all for watching, and good afternoon. Have a good day.